but the way he conducts himself, and I'm not just saying this because he's from Wichita, I think that's what put K-State over the edge for the team that I think is coming out of this doing better. And it looks like, in the nick of time, fellas, it's our special guest.
Nice.
Coach Klein, you're coming at a great time. You're joining our live show back in Wichita.
Oh, really?
If you're ready for that.
Let's go. Why not?
Okay, let's hope your headphones work on the first go.
Okay.
Sweet.
We can hear him.
There you go. You guys got me?
We've got you, Coach.
How about that? How about that timing?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. We'll go as long as we can up to the break here. It's just you're catching us kind of mid-segment, but I guess I'll lead off since I'm already talking. Coach Klein, this is Sasha from KGSO in Wichita. I'll ask you kind of off the top. He's first-year head coach at K-State. You're going to Manhattan as the head coach for the first time, but you've spent a lot of time in Manhattan. Does that make the transition a little bit easier, the fact that you don't have to figure out the town and you can take your family there and you know about Manhattan itself and about the program, even though you haven't been the head man before?
Yeah, I think all of those parts of the transition are much smoother when you have a history of the lay of the land like me and my family have both had. And I think Manhattan's a special place to us. I mean, it's where Shayla, my wife, and I met. Obviously, she played basketball. Her dad played football. All of our children were born right across from the stadium there. And all of those great memories and relationships are that's so much bigger than any geographical location, and that's home for us. I think from a work side of things, it gives you a little bit of a jump, knowing a little bit of the lay of the land not that long ago, to be able to get things moving or adjusted or changed or reinforced that whatever may need done. But it's been an exciting time. It's been a whirlwind, but we're working hard.
Hey, Collin, what's up? Jacob back here in Wichita as well with KGSO. Now, right before you came on, I was kind of telling Andy there, right alongside you, my biggest wish for this season with the Wildcats is to see, especially in the early portion of the season compared to last year, a defensive improvement, especially with stopping the run there in the front seven. You've, I'm sure, done some film and looked at last year's games. You've, of course, brought in some new talent to help out with stopping the run. Where does that kind of rank? I know they're all important, but how big of a factor is going to be stopping the run next season for the K-State Wildcats?
Yeah, I think any championship-level team, any winning team wins the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And if you don't, it's going to be a long day. And I think from a mentality standpoint, from a strength and conditioning standpoint, toughness, mindset, attack mentality, Coach Peterson and myself on both sides of the ball look at it that way and are attacking it in that way. And so it's going to be critical to our success. And you're spot on. Life gets a lot better when you win the line of scrimmage.
I'll talk to what your niche is, Coach. Of course, the offensive side. We all saw the Sports Illustrated cover that you're on and probably signed 2,000 copies of by now, close to it maybe.
Yeah.
But specifically on offense, your time in Texas A&M, your time in the SEC, I want to know if the offense you want to put forth for the Wildcats this year, did your time in Aggieland change maybe some of the schematics, some of the philosophy you want to put forth working with this Wildcat team?
I think we've been able to adapt. I think the beauty of what we do and what I've been able to do over time is adapt to our personnel and build around whatever we have that gives us a great chance and the best chance to win that week, that year. Down there we had two dynamic wideouts with Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver. I had not had two guys like that ever before, and basically had 2,000-yard receivers, and we're 11th in the country in pass plays over 20 yards. I think we can get there with some of our guys, and as we're developing the receiver room, Coach Ward is doing a tremendous job with those guys. They are putting in the work to be able to throw the football and be explosive. But I think it's year to year, but we're built to be able to accentuate whatever our best players do best.
Collin, I think big news over the offseason was the transfer of Dylan Edwards. Of course, you weren't there coaching in Kleinman's era at the time, but Dylan Edwards, a premier player here from Derby, Kansas, and then his time with the K-State Wildcats. Now he is a Jayhawk. Kind of tell me what the absence is like now with him now on the Jayhawk side, and a little bit more about Joe Jackson and what he's able to provide here going into what should be a career season for him.
Well, I wish Dylan the best. We did get close to the recruiting process and care about him a lot, and just wish him the best in his journey. Very excited about our running back room. I think Joe's an all-around back. Has really worked himself into being, I think, a big-time contributor for us. I think Jay Harris and around him, different skill set, bigger, a little bit more of a pounder. I think we got a couple guys in there that will be able. Rodney Fields is the other one that's got a little bit of a slashing style that I think will be very, very good compliments and be able to put a lot of pressure on people.
And Coach Klein, a guy from our neck of the woods as well that's still with the program and is going to be a big, important piece this year, obviously Avery Johnson. Talk a little bit about your relationship with him and your expectations for Avery Johnson heading into his senior year, what we can expect from him this year.
Well, I think, I want him to play free. I want him to be in attack mode and not be afraid to make a mistake. He and I be very, very dialed about just how we're building the game plan, how we're asking him to execute that plan so that he can be everything that he is.
Tell me a little more about the challenges with coming in as a new coach, trying to recruit when you lose close to, 4 dozen guys from last year's team. There's been a huge push from this recruiting department. Taylor's been the longtime recruiter in that department. I want to know a little bit about how that all kind of unfolded, because you have quite the portal class to come in your first year.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with what Taylor and Coach Kleiman and the staff have been able to do, being able to have 19 high school signees in a transition year is important. And people came to K-State because they love K-State and they wanted to be a part of this family. And I think that helped a ton, because then we still got 25 guys from the portal, but you're not getting 50 guys from the portal. You know what I mean? Like that helps a ton. And it'll keep us developing high school talent, which will be a goal of ours as we move into the future. But it's all hands on deck. And that first cycle in particular in year one, like it is beyond a whirlwind. I mean, all the things that you have to get done. I mean, there's not enough hours in the day to get the phone calls knocked out, and all the connections that you need to get done. But credit to our staff and how hard everybody worked together to pull it together well.
Coach Klein, last one here from me. When you were there playing at K-State, you guys started this win streak that's now swelled to 17 games in a row against the Kansas Jayhawks. And your players earlier, they weren't willing to kind of pencil this game into a W just yet. You got to play it the 60 minutes on the field. Tell me how big of a rivalry this is, kind of going from your playing days now to today as a coach.
Well, we have so many players from the state of Kansas and people that care deeply about, that the Sunflower Showdown, and that's going to be really important for us. It's a year-to-year thing. I mean, you're only as good as your last game, and you're only good for that one for about a couple hours after, because then it resets and it's 0-0 again the next year, and so. We're going to have to go out and earn it. We're going to have to go out and do the things that winning football teams do, and especially in a rivalry game when the emotions and everything are high, that's when discipline and focus on the little things makes even a bigger difference.
Love it. We are going to take a break here on KGSO. You heard from the man himself, Collin Klein. Step on KGSO there with Andy Stats at the Big 12 Media Days. Andy, Collin, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks, Coach Klein.